93% of truck owners never use even half the capability they paid for. But what if I told you manufacturers are deliberately engineering trucks that are too complex for their own good? Trucks with suspension systems so advanced they require specialized maintenance that costs more than a used car. In this video, we're revealing the 10 most over-engineered trucks of 2026 that promise capability but deliver nothing but repair bills and maintenance nightmares. And trust me, number one will shock you. From steering systems with no physical backup to battery packs that cost $58,000 to replace, the engineering excess has reached absurd levels. And here's the kicker. The most over-engineered truck on our list is so needlessly complex that the manufacturer had to cancel its signature feature because it was too destructive to actually use. Skip this and you might waste thousands on technology that's designed to impress your friends, but will bankrupt you after the warranty expires. Number 10, 2026 Ram 1500 Tungsten. The 2026 Ram 1500 Tungsten represents what I call the sedan in truck form, the pinnacle of feature creep engineering, where Ram seems determined to make you forget you're driving a pickup truck at all. Let's start with the cabin. It's packed with 24-way power adjustable seats with heating, ventilation, memory, and massage functionality. Yes, massage seats in a work truck, because apparently hauling lumber isn't relaxing enough without your seat needing your lower back. Ram has gone all in on making this truck's interior rival luxury sedans. The cabin includes dual wireless charging pads, a 12-inch digital gauge cluster, and a massive Uconnect 5 infotainment system with navigation that requires an engineering degree to fully operate. There's even a 23-speaker Harman Kardon premium audio system, because apparently you need concert hall quality sound while you're dropping mulch at the garden center. Even the tailgate is unnecessarily complex. It's power-operated and multi-function, swinging open like a door when a simple drop-down would do just fine. And let's not forget the Rambox cargo management system. Additional electronic locks and storage compartments built into the bedsides that add weight and complexity to what should be a simple cargo area. Under the hood, Ram has replaced the simple, reliable HEMI VE8 with a complex 3.0-liter Hurricane Y6 engine. The transition signals a move toward complex, refined power systems with advanced turbocharging that are inherently more complicated to maintain than the traditional large displacement V8. This turbocharging system isn't just about power, it's about meeting emission standards while still delivering performance. But that means more complex electronics, sensors, and cooling requirements that will inevitably become maintenance nightmares as the truck ages. Number 9, 2026 Chevrolet Silverado EV RST and Max Range. Coming in at number 9 is Chevrolet's attempt to outrange every EV on the market, the 2026 Silverado EV Max Range. This truck is engineered to achieve a GM estimated range of up to 478 miles. That's impressive, right? But let's be honest. When was the last time you drove nearly 500 miles without stopping? This obsession with maximum range means you're hauling around an oversized, high-cost battery pack that exceeds your daily needs by about 300 miles. The battery pack in the Silverado EV is estimated to weigh nearly 2,000 pounds. That's a ton of weight you're carrying around for capabilities you'll rarely use. It's like carrying a 100-gallon fuel tank in a regular truck when you only need 20 gallons 99% of the time. This range over-engineering sacrifices battery size and weight optimization for a headline metric that looks good in advertisements but delivers minimal real-world benefit. But the real engineering excess is the multi-flex midgate feature. This allows the partition between the cab and bed to fold open, extending the 5'11" bed length. Sounds useful until you consider all the complex mechanical components, seals, latches, and electronic controls that make it work. That's dozens of potential failure points, noise intrusion issues, and maintenance headaches waiting to happen. All to solve a problem that could be fixed by just buying a truck with a longer bed in the first place. This convertible architecture adds multiple complex mechanical components that will inevitably wear out over time, creating potential for water intrusion, wind noise, and expensive repairs that a simple fixed cab design wouldn't have. Number 8. 2026 Rivian R1T Quad Motor. The 2026 Rivian R1T Quad Motor takes the 8th spot on our list, with a starting price exceeding $115,990. A price tag that should make any rational truck buyer pause. What makes this truck so needlessly complex? It has 4 independent motors, 1 at each wheel. This allows for instantaneous, independent torque vectoring that far exceeds anything you'd need for normal driving or even recreational off-roading. Each of these 4 motors requires its own inverter, cooling system, and control electronics. That's 4 complete drive units, each with their own potential for failure. The complexity of synchronizing these motors requires sophisticated software and sensors that add yet another layer of potential problems. The most telling sign of overengineering? Rivian initially designed this quad motor system to enable a tank turn feature, allowing the truck to rotate on its axis by spinning wheels on opposite sides in reverse. But here's the kicker. Rivian ultimately canceled this feature, admitting it was inconsistent with respecting trails, treading lightly, and not leaving ruts or damage. Think about that. They engineered a feature so extreme they had to cancel it because it was too destructive to actually use. Yet they kept the complex, costly quad motor architecture. You're literally paying for capability that the manufacturer admits is too excessive for practical, ethical consumer use. The R1T also features an adjustable air suspension that can raise the truck to provide up to 14.9 inches of ground clearance. While impressive on paper, this system adds compressors, airlines, sensors, and electronic controllers. All components that can fail over time and cost thousands to repair. If you need to hit the subscribe button, now's a good time. We're just getting to the really good stuff. Number 7. 2026 Tesla Cybertruck Cyber Beast. At number 7, we have what might be the most architecturally extreme truck ever made, the 2026 Tesla Cyber Beast. The Cybertruck's over-engineering begins with its fundamental design choices, notably the adoption of a 48-volt electrical system instead of the standard 12-volt system used in virtually every other consumer vehicle. This choice alone means specialized components, limited repair options, and potential compatibility issues with standard automotive accessories. But the real excess is its full steer-by-wire system with no traditional mechanical steering column backup. That's right, there's no physical connection between your steering wheel and the wheels. It's all electronic, all the time. This introduces extraordinary system complexity and safety requirements. The integrity of the steering system rests entirely on redundant software and electronic components. If the electronics fail, you have no backup. None. You're completely dependent on suppliers like ZF for the steering rack and Tesla's software to keep you from driving off the road. This high level of electronic dependency inherently limits repair options to specialized, authorized service centers, dramatically increasing diagnostic and repair costs outside of warranty. When that steering system has a glitch 5 years into ownership, you'll be at the mercy of Tesla service centers and their pricing. The stainless steel exoskeleton is another extreme engineering choice that prioritizes aesthetics over practicality. This unibody design makes even minor fender benders an expensive liability because it's nearly impossible to repair properly. Traditional body-on-frame trucks can have body panels easily replaced. The Cybertruck requires specialized equipment and techniques for even minor damage. Tesla's obsession with minimalism has eliminated nearly all physical controls inside the cabin. Almost everything is controlled through the central touchscreen, which means that a single screen failure could render many of the truck's features unusable. This pursuit of technological purity creates a single point of failure that traditional designs avoid through redundant physical controls. Number 6. 2026 GMC Hummer EV Pickup. Taking the number 6 spot is the 2026 GMC Hummer EV Pickup, a monument to engineering gimmickry wrapped in a massive, heavy package. This truck can deliver up to 1,160 horsepower and an estimated 13,000 pound-feet of torque, achieving 0 to 60 miles per hour in approximately 2.8 seconds via the watts to freedom mode. Because obviously what every truck needs is supercar acceleration that can only be used safely on a track. To put this in perspective, the Hummer EV weighs over 9,000 pounds. That's more than 2 Honda Civics combined. This extreme weight requires beefed-up components throughout the vehicle, from stronger suspension parts to larger brakes, all of which add cost and complexity to the design. But the real engineering excess is the crab walk feature, which utilizes sophisticated four-wheel steer technology, allowing this massive truck to move diagonally. This intricate system offers extremely limited practical utility, working only at speeds under 10 miles per hour. It's engineering for showing off, not for actual use, and it comes with severe maintenance complexity, requiring four-wheel alignment every 10,000 miles and rigorous monitoring of the steering system. When you take into account that a standard alignment costs around $100 to $200, and the Hummer EV requires specialized equipment and technicians, you're looking at significantly higher maintenance costs just to keep this party trick functioning. The Ultium battery pack uses up to 24 modules to achieve a range of up to 363 miles. This dense and complex structure creates a massive consumer liability. When that battery pack needs replacement, estimates put it at around $58,000. That's not a maintenance cost. That's a new truck. The complexity of the battery management system required to monitor and balance all these cells contributes significantly to this prohibitive replacement cost. Each module must be carefully monitored and managed to prevent overheating and ensure proper charging, adding yet another layer of electronic complexity. Number 5. 2026 GMC Sierra 3500 HD Denali Ultimate. Halfway through our list at number 5 is the 2026 GMC Sierra 3500 HD Denali Ultimate, where industrial might meets unnecessary luxury. This truck achieves a gross combined weight rating of up to 40,000 pounds. That's 20 tons, while simultaneously offering luxury features designed to compete with premium SUVs, driving MSRPs toward $92,000. Let's put that 40,000 pound capability in perspective. The average travel trailer weighs between 5,000 and 7,500 pounds. Even large fifth-wheel RVs typically weigh less than 15,000 pounds. Yet GMC has engineered this truck to pull more than twice what most owners will ever need. This pursuit of maximum towing capacity forces GMC to reinforce frames, cooling systems, and brake packages to handle commercial-level loads. If you're only towing 15,000 pounds, you're carrying the structural weight, cost, and maintenance burden of the extra 25,000 pounds of capacity you'll never use. The technological overengineering shows in features like the 6-function GMC Multi-Pro tailgate. This complex tailgate can be configured in multiple ways, from a standard drop-down to a step to a work surface. Each configuration requires additional hinges, latches, and supports, all potential failure points that a standard tailgate doesn't have. The Sierra also includes an advanced suite of integrated trailering technologies, which includes numerous underbody cameras and in-cab management systems. While helpful for towing, this system adds multiple cameras, sensors, and electronic controllers that must all function perfectly for the system to work properly. All this complexity to simplify the hitching and trailering process, something truck owners have managed with a standard hitch and mirrors for decades. When one of these cameras fails or a sensor goes bad, you're looking at expensive diagnostic and replacement costs. The Denali Ultimate trim adds interior features like a rear camera mirror, which replaces the traditional rear-view mirror with a camera display. This adds yet another camera and display that can fail, requiring expensive replacement rather than the simple mirror it replaces. Number 4, 2026 Ram 3500 HD Limited and Longhorn Cummins HO. At number 4, we have the 2026 Ram 3500 HD with the high-output 6.7-liter Cummins turbo diesel, delivering 430 horsepower and 1,075 pound-feet of torque. While these figures satisfy the towing arms race, The complexity behind achieving them is where the over-engineering lives. This isn't just about raw power, it's about the technological layering required to make that power while meeting increasingly stringent emissions regulations. Compared to the simplicity and longevity of older 5.9-liter Cummins engines, which could easily run for 500,000 miles with basic maintenance, the modern 6.7-liter HO is a technological marvel that comes with significant maintenance burdens. The engine relies on complex high-pressure fuel systems that operate at pressures exceeding 29,000 pounds per square inch. These systems require pristine fuel quality and regular maintenance. When a high-pressure fuel pump fails or injectors need replacement, owners are looking at repair bills that can easily exceed $5,000. The sophisticated variable geometry turbocharging system provides excellent response across the RPM range, but adds another layer of complexity with moving vanes and electronic controls that the simpler turbos of yesterday didn't have. When this system fails, it's not just a matter of replacing a simple turbo. It's a complex repair requiring specialized knowledge and tools. But the real engineering excess comes from the emission systems. The modern 6.7-liter Cummins requires mandatory diesel exhaust fluid DEF and diesel particulate filters DPF to meet regulations. These systems add thousands of dollars in components that can and do fail. The DPF system requires periodic regeneration cycles where the engine intentionally runs rich to burn off accumulated soot. This process can lead to oil dilution and reduced engine life if not properly managed. When the DPF system fails, replacement costs can exceed $4,000. The exhaust gas recirculation (EGR) system is another potential failure point. This system recirculates a portion of exhaust gases back into the engine to reduce emissions. However, it can lead to carbon buildup, reduced engine efficiency, and potential failures that are expensive to repair. Number 3. 2026 Ford F450 Super Duty Limited. Breaking into our top 3 at number 3 is the 2026 Ford F450 Super Duty Limited, what I call commercial overkill for consumers. This truck is engineered as a Class 3 or 4 commercial platform that's been repackaged and marketed to consumers. Its core excessive engineering is the capacity itself. It's built to achieve a best-in-class 40,000 pounds of gooseneck towing capacity. This immense capacity, powered by the 6.7-liter high-output power-stroke diesel, 500 horsepower, and 1,200 pound-feet of torque, vastly exceeds the practical and legal limits of consumer towing in the U.S. Most large RVs weigh substantially less than 25,000 pounds. Yet Ford has engineered this truck to tow the equivalent of 2 large RVs simultaneously. To achieve this extreme towing capacity, Ford had to significantly overbuild nearly every system in the truck. The frame is massively reinforced, adding weight and cost. The cooling system is sized for continuous operation under maximum load, which means it's oversized for typical use. The transmission and rear differential are beefed up to handle forces that most owners will never apply. Ford has also added sophisticated commercial engineering, such as a wide-track front axle to improve turning radius when maneuvering massive trailers. This engineering choice adds vehicle width and cost that the average retail consumer, primarily hauling an RV, may not fully appreciate or require. The braking system is similarly overbuilt, with massive rotors and calipers designed to control descent with a 40,000-pound load on a 7% grade. This level of braking capacity is far beyond what's needed for typical consumer use. Yet owners pay for this capability whether they use it or not. Then, in the limited trim, this industrial platform is draped in luxury features, including advanced driver assistance systems like pre-collision assist, lane keeping alert, and adaptive cruise control. These systems add numerous sensors, cameras, and electronic controllers to a vehicle that's designed for severe duty use, creating a paradoxical mix of rugged capability and delicate electronics. Number 2. 2026 Ram 1500 RHO. Runner-up on our list at number 2 is the 2026 Ram 1500 RHO, which shifts the focus of excessive engineering from brute power to extreme suspension refinement. The RHO is defined by its factory-installed Bilstein Black Hawk E2 adaptive performance shock system, a class-exclusive feature. This isn't just a simple set of shocks. It's a complex electronic system that continuously monitors myriad vehicle sensors. The system takes inputs from speed sensors, throttle position sensors, brake pressure sensors, torque sensors, and steering angle sensors to adapt damping in real time. Each of these sensors represents a potential failure point, and the complex electronic controller that processes all this data adds another layer of potential issues. This highly advanced hardware is coupled with a 5-link rear suspension and a specially tuned air spring system that delivers a remarkable 14 inches of rear axle travel. This is competition-grade articulation designed to conquer extreme dirt whoops and terrains, offering minimal benefit for typical street driving. To put this in perspective, most off-road enthusiasts rarely need more than 10 inches of suspension travel for even challenging trails. The RHO's 14 inches is excessive for all but the most extreme high-speed desert running, something the vast majority of owners will never do. The suspension's performance focus doesn't end there. The RHO features specialized control arms, unique suspension geometry, and reinforced mounting points to handle the extreme forces generated during high-speed off-road use. All of these specialized components add cost and complexity to the vehicle. Under the hood, the RHO pairs its suspension capability with a 540 horsepower Hurricane inline-6 engine. This twin-turbocharged engine replaces the simpler, naturally aspirated HEMI V8 with a more complex forced induction design that adds turbochargers, intercoolers, and associated plumbing and sensors. Number 1. 2026 Ford F-150 Raptor R. And at number 1, the most over-engineered truck of 2026 is the Ford F-150 Raptor R, the 720-plus horsepower desert runner that brings supercar performance to a pickup truck. Ford redefined factory-built truck performance by integrating a supercharged 5.2-liter V8 engine directly derived from the GT500 Mustang, tuned specifically for extreme off-road domination. This isn't just a powerful truck engine. It's literally a supercar engine dropped into a pickup truck. With output exceeding 720 horsepower and 640 pound-feet of torque, this engine places supercar-level output into a pickup truck platform. This maximum power is largely superfluous for public road use, where legal speed limits and pavement handling limit its utility. To put this in perspective, the Raptor R has more horsepower than a Ferrari F8 Tributo, yet it weighs nearly twice as much and has the aerodynamics of a brick. This level of power might be useful for high-speed desert running, but it's completely excessive for daily driving or even typical off-road use. The supercharger alone adds significant complexity to the engine, requiring additional cooling, a dedicated oil system, and specialized maintenance. The high-output nature of the engine means components are operating closer to their design limits, potentially reducing long-term durability compared to less stressed engines. But the vehicle's suspension system is the primary pillar of its over-engineering. It utilizes FOX live valve shocks coupled with 37-inch all-terrain tires. These aren't ordinary shocks. These are factory race series 3.2-inch internal bypass shocks, providing semi-active adjustment and position-sensitive damping technology. Each shock contains multiple bypass circuits that activate at different points in the compression and rebound stroke, effectively giving the suspension different characteristics depending on how far it's compressed. This technology is derived directly from desert racing trucks and is far more complex than what's needed for even enthusiastic off-road use. If you think these over-engineered trucks are bad, wait until you see which models won't even survive until next year. Check out my video, These 12 Trucks Won't Survive 2026, to discover which manufacturers are already planning to pull the plug.